Bonjour! Welcome to another episode of Cuisine Michelle. I'm Michelle. So today I'm going to be making a recipe that I haven't made for a while. I make it pretty rarely, so thought it would be good for the holiday season. This is a recipe that I came up with by combining a couple different recipes. I love traditional monkey bread, but my husband really loves baklava. And I'm sorry if I'm not saying that exactly right, or baklava. But anyway, this is baklava-inspired monkey bread, so crossing kind of between the two things. To make this recipe, you're going to need sugar, cinnamon, 2 cans of the Grands Flaky Layers biscuits, brown sugar, honey, heavy cream, butter, you'll need lemon for lemon zest, walnuts, and pistachios. Alright, so our first step is going to be to prepare our syrup. So here in my pan, I'll try to tilt it up in just a sec. It won't like that if I do that on the burner, so I can't leave it there. I have 1 cup of packed brown sugar. I have 1/2 cup of honey. I have a 1/3 cup of heavy cream, a 1/4 cup of butter, and a 1/2 tablespoon of lemon zest. So what we're going to do is get this heated up. You want to bring it to boiling first. Once this reaches a boil, you're going to want to reduce your heat so that it's just simmering, and then you're going to let that simmer for 5 minutes. Once you've let it simmer for 5 minutes, you're going to take it off of the heat, and then you're going to let it cool while you finish the remaining prep. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is in your food processor, you're going to have 1/2 cup of shelled pistachios and 1/2 cup of the walnuts. We're just going to chop those up real quick. You want to do that on pulse so that you do not end up, you don't want to grind them into a paste, which will happen if you go too long. You want the consistency to be really well chopped, but again, don't end up with a paste. We'll set that aside for a moment. Also, at this time, you'll be needing to heat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You will also need to grease your bundt pan, so you need a regular size, like I think they're what, 10 or 12 inches bundt pan, and you want to make sure that that is greased. Make sure you get all the little nooks and crannies in there so you don't have anything sticking. Then we're going to be taking a large gallon size plastic bag, and in that in that gallon size bag, you're going to want to add a 1/2 cup of sugar, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. I grabbed a 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm going to have to put 2 in there. That's okay. And I'm just going to shake that so that I can combine it. You can stir it up if you prefer, whichever way you want to do it. Get your brown sugar, your sugar and your cinnamon combined. It looks like brown sugar, but it's not. It's just regular sugar in here. Alright, that looks great. Nice and well combined. Now we're going to take each one of these cans of the biscuits, open them up, and then we're going to be cutting the biscuits into fourths to put them into the bags. You cut each biscuit into fourths and then put it in the bag. We are now going to take this bag, close it up, make sure you really have it closed. And then we're going to shake it up so that we can coat all the pieces. So you kind of have to work on a little bit so you can separate the pieces. As you shake it, you kind of gently with your fingers and push them apart, and then you'll be able to get all that cinnamon and sugar over all of the pieces evenly coated. Then what we're going to do is, I'm going to try doing this in the bag, I hope it works, is to pour 1/3 cup of melted butter over my biscuit mixture here, but I want to get it evenly coated. So I'm going to pour some of it and then try to, like that, maybe close it back up a bit. I'm going to get the bottom one to come to the top. No, that's not closed back up. It is not being my friend. So now we're going to assemble it. So first thing we're going to do is to pour in about a 1/2 cup of our syrup. You don't have to necessarily measure, but you're basically trying to get 1/3. You're going to be making layers of 1/3 of the syrup and then 1/3 of the nut mixture. 1/3 of our syrup here. Followed by 1/3-ish of the nuts. I'm just going to kind of guesstimate on this. And then 1/3 of your buttered, cinnamon, sugar coated biscuit pieces. And then you're going to repeat that until you have everything used up, because it'll be 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Once we have it prepared, we're going to put this in our oven for 45 minutes. Okay, so I've just pulled this out. It has been baking for 45 minutes. We're going to let this rest in the pan for 5 minutes, and then we're going to be turning it out on here, and I'll see you at final plating. Okay, so here you can see that I've turned it out onto the platter. It looks really great. It is a tad messy. So I'm going to take a piece out of it and do our taste test here. It's going to still be really, really hot. You can see it is piping hot here. As you can see, we've gotten some of the pistachios and walnuts all over there, and then there's the glaze. It's still incredibly hot. Oh, but it's so good. So, really, really hot, so you might want to make more than just a few seconds after pouring it out before you try to taste it, like what I just did. But anyway, it is really, oh gosh, it's just as good as I remember it being the last time we made this. And I hope that you will also give this a try and share it with your friends. Please keep those subscribers coming for us. We're really trying hard to get to our 1,000. We appreciate each and every one of you. And make sure you make a comment. Let me know what you think of this recipe, and we'll see you next time. Au revoir.